Hello and welcome. Now, there's no respite for ousted Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his daughter Maryam. They will not be out of jail before the 25 July election. Now, Islamabad High Court rejected their bail applications and adjourned the hearing on Sharif's appeal against their sentencing in the Avonfield properties corruption case till the end of July. A two-judge bench is hearing the case filed by Nawaz Sharif, Maryam and Captain Safdar. They've argued that the verdict be declared null and void as it was full of flaws and that all three be released on bail. Last week, an accountability court had held the three guilty and sentenced them to jail terms for corruption in the Avonfield properties case. All right, joining me live from Pakistan is senior journalist Emir Shaheen. Emir, good evening and welcome back on WION. Is it the end of the road for all practical purposes as far as the Sharifs are concerned before the elections are due?
Yes, as far as the Nawaz Sharif and his daughter and son-in-laws are concerned, they are out of any kind of campaigning till the elections. So their influence would only be second-hand. The fact that the people's sentiment would be that they are not being provided adequate facilities. They are being treated as the former elected leaders of Pakistan have been treated. So that is the only way now they can have any say on these elections. Anything that happens to them, any bail or any acceptance of appeals would only be after the elections.
Emir, what's the mood in the PMLN camp as we speak? How are they going about the campaigning for the 25 July election without Nawaz Sharif in the saddle, so to speak?
The mood in Pakistan Muslim League N has, we've seen a very, very strong and very, very contrasting change in their mood. Before Nawaz Sharif's return, the only kind of campaigning that was happening was on the development. They have been in power in Punjab and in federally as well. So they had been campaigning mostly on issues on their development. But now, as soon as Nawaz Sharif has come back, they have realized that this is the real issue, and they have become more vocal. They have come to the point where they have threatened the current interim government of dire consequences of arresting their leaders and their workers, and gone as far as saying, we will arrest you once we come to power. So there's a very strong change of wind. People have become more vocal, people from the Pakistan Muslim League and the leader, the Pakistan Muslim League and leader Nawaz Sharif has also been very vocal, urging the people and also urging the media to not be scared anymore. He is not the same Nawaz Sharif who fled the country once in 1999 when he was ousted in 1999. He seems to be a different political animal right now. And despite whatever we predict that he's going to negotiate or compromise, till now he is fighting hard and he's fighting back as anything.
Indeed. Emir, do stay on. I want to take a moment or two to examine another aspect of the PMLN election campaign. Now, the PMLN, Nawaz, appeared to know that its leaders will not get relief and will continue to spend time in jail when elections are held on the 25th of this month. Now, Nawaz Sharif, his daughter Maryam and son-in-law Captain Safdar are already in jail. The party and family are facing more pressure. The National Accountability Bureau has summoned Nawaz Sharif's brother Shahbaz in connection with an alleged scam in the Safe Drinking Water project. The arrival of Maryam Nawaz's son, Junaid Safdar, is being seen in this context. Now, Junaid reached Lahore on Monday to meet his parents and grandfather Nawaz Sharif in jail. Now, this is the same young man who was arrested last week in London in connection with a brawl outside the Avonfield residence of the Sharifs. Junaid had challenged and punched a young man, allegedly a supporter of Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party, who had been protesting outside the Sharif's residence. The PMLN supporters warmly welcomed Junaid when he arrived at the airport on Monday. Besides his visit to the jail, Junaid, who is a student of politics in the UK, is also likely to take part in PMLN's election campaign. Or if I can go back to my guest, Emir Shaheen. Emir, what do you make of the Sharif's decision, the Sharif family's decision to pitchfork the grandson into the hurly-burly of politics in Pakistan?
Coincidentally, the grandson, at the same day, the Sharifs were flying from London to Lahore. The same day, there was a fight between PTI workers who have been seen on video trying to forcefully enter their house and attack them and hurling abuses at them. On that day, there was an altercation in which we saw all the videos, and there was exchanges of punches, and there was some violence and some injuries as well. So till that day, he had never been involved in any kind of politics, and that was his entry into politics, being arrested by the British police, who released him after speaking to him. So that was the start of his introduction. I mean, everybody knows who he is, but he has never been involved in any kind of politics. Also, Nawaz Sharif and his legacy, Maryam Nawaz, they are kind of running out of options because Nawaz's sons, both the sons, are proclaimed offenders in the other 3 cases that will be heard against Nawaz Sharif. And I personally do not think that they will be coming back. So they are running out of options when it comes to the Nawaz family. They're running out of options for people from within their family. The grandson might be the newest addition to the defiance that the family has been showing, in contrast to the defiance or lack of defiance that Shahbaz Sharif, his younger brother, and his family have been showing. It's only recently that they've started speaking about Nawaz and his ideology and his way of contesting elections.
Emmer, you spoke about Nawaz's younger brother Shahbaz. Now, the National Accountability Bureau has summoned Shahbaz Sharif in connection with an alleged scam in the Safe Drinking Water project. What do you make of this alleged corruption case in this project, and what's it all about actually?
Shahbaz Sharif, while this whole trial was going, Shahbaz Sharif was case, Hudaybiyah Mills case was reopened against Shahbaz Sharif. And since then, Shahbaz Sharif has been very polite and very kind, and he's gone as far as asking journalists, who are these aliens that you talk about? Aliens are the intelligence, the name given by Nawaz Sharif to intelligence agencies and powers that be who control the strings of democracy. But Shahbaz, on the other side, started talking about the fact that there are no aliens in Pakistan, pointing out the fact that he is not going to go with Nawaz's narrative. Coincidentally, I can say, Maximum, coincidentally, Hudaybiyah Mills case, which was reopened, was closed, and Shahbaz had been very mum about Nawaz's narrative since then. Now Shahbaz is taken, I think, under forceful circumstances. He has to talk about the things that Nawaz is talking about: interference in the democratic process and allegedly unjust punishments meted out to Nawaz Sharif. So now Shahbaz is more vocal, and coincidentally, he's been summoned for some new cases. That's how people see it. The Safe Water project really needs to be seen as one of the many things the Punjab government under Shahbaz Sharif have done, and they've also come under fire from one section of the media or another. But the timing of these cases coming into the picture right before the elections, as soon as he starts talking about things that Nawaz is talking about, makes one wonder.
Right, Emmer, I want to talk about a little bit about the time Nawaz Sharif is spending inside the Adiala jail. A question everybody is asking is Nawaz Sharif being mistreated in the Adiala jail? Now, yes, if his brother is to be believed. Now, Shahbaz Sharif has written a letter to the Punjab Chief Minister Hassan Askari Rizvi alleging what he says is poor treatment being meted out to Nawaz Sharif in the jail. In his letter, the acting president of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Party said that his brother was being denied newspapers. The 3-time Prime Minister was not provided with a bed either, forcing him to sleep on a mattress. Shahbaz Sharif claimed that the environment of the Adiala jail was pathetic, and even the washroom that was at the disposal of Nawaz Sharif was extremely dirty. He said that the prison environment was highly detrimental to the former Prime Minister's well-being. In the letter that was drafted after his visit to the Adiala jail, Shahbaz Sharif requested that, keeping in mind his brother's health condition, the government should allow Nawaz Sharif's personal doctor to visit him twice daily. Shahbaz said that the situation is unacceptable given the facilities that Nawaz Sharif is entitled to as a former head of government. Now, all of this comes days after reports emerged of the stern treatment which the Sharifs were treated to at the Islamabad airport and on the way to Adiala jail. According to these reports, Nawaz Sharif and his daughter Maryam were separated on their arrival in Pakistan, and despite the former Prime Minister's request, he was not allowed to meet Maryam on his way to the prison. The 68-year-old was also sandwiched, we are told, between two healthy men on his 50-kilometer journey from the airport to the Adiala jail in an SUV. Amar, I want to begin by asking you about your personal experience in all of this debate about media freedoms and press freedoms. Tell us about what your instincts tell you of the situation obtaining in Pakistan today insofar as journalists are concerned.
Media in Pakistan has always been under pressure, but never have I experienced during my last 11 years with Geo Network that it was put under so much editorial and financial pressure, physically barring the distribution of newspapers, physically disconnecting television beams from cable operators, that the largest media house was the first step in standing up against any oppression against the media. And this is the first time since my last 11 years in media that the largest media house has just given up on what it stood for and compromised on a level that just made it unbearable to continue. And I've been raising this issue since the last 2-3 months. I've been calling out my media house, the one I worked for till a couple of days ago, the most, because I have been raising this internally since a while now. And now that it's very clear and it has been told that there is no other option but to cow down and let them have their way and not show things that they don't want you to show, I think there is no point in continuing in a career in which I am misleading people that I'm free when I'm not. I think it's better to stay out of the lie so people can see that there are others who are not talking about it. So many other journalists have come out, and in an unprecedented series of tweets, they have come out against their own media houses, calling them out and asking them to not do what they're doing, which is blanking out all the facts.
On that note, Amar Shaheen, thank you so much for joining me on this bulletin. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.